Sorry, just lost. This place. She stood and took a step forward, positioning herself in the place she remembered. She glanced behind her as if the memory might manifest. The corner was empty. There was nothing. She knelt again and put her hand on the ground. Fishing around until she found a small screw in the bare dirt. She palmed it, then looked closer. There were small holes in the ground, exposed when she moved the loose dirt. Shelley ran her fingers over them, thoughtful. Shirley, I have to tell you something. There was something urgent in John's voice. Shirley looked around the workshop and stood up. Can we go outside? She said. I can't breathe in here. Yeah, of course, she said. He followed her out into the yard and back to the hide and seek tree. She was tired and wrung out exhaustion deep inside. She'll be fine in a minute, but she wanted a place that held only silly childhood memories. She sat down in the grass, leaned against the trunk, and waited for John to talk. He settled himself across leg and fronted her a little stiffly, smoothing his pants, and she laughed. Are you worried about getting dirty? Times change, he said with a worried smile. What do you have to tell me? She asked, and his face grew serious. I should have said something a long time ago, he said. I just when something happens like that, you don't trust your memory, don't trust your own mind. What are you talking about? Charlie asked. Sorry, he took a deep breath. I saw someone that night, the night Michael disappeared. What do you mean? Remember when we were sitting at the table by the stage and the animals started going crazy? I remember, Charlie said. It had been bizarre. Their movements upsetting. They were moving too fast, bending and spinning, cycling through their limited, programmed moves over and over. They seemed frantic, panicked. Shelley was mesmerized. She should have been afraid of them, but she was not. She saw in their jittery motion a kind of desperation. She was reminded for a moment of dreams of running, dreams when the world depended on her going just 10 steps forward, yet her body could only move in slow motion. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. Chaotically, violently, the animatronic animals on stage thrashed robotic limbs in all directions, their eyes rolling in their sockets. What did you see? Charlie said to John now, shaking her head as if though she could rid of the image. There was another mascot, he said, a bear. Freddy? Charlie interrupted without thinking. No, not Freddy. John took her hands as if trying to calm them both, but he let go before he spoke again. It was standing right near us, next to our table, but it wasn't looking at the stage like everyone else. That technician came over, remember, and even he was just watching the animatronics. I guess he was trying to figure out what was happening. I looked over at the mascot and it looked back at me. He stopped. John, what? Charlie said impatiently. Then the animatronics on stage stopped moving and I looked over at them, and when we all turned back around, Michael was gone and so was the mascot. Charlie stared at him in disbelief. You saw the kidnapper, she said. I didn't know what I saw, John said. It was all chaos. I didn't even think about it. I didn't make the connection. It was just another animal at Freddy's. I didn't think about who might have been inside it. I was I was a kid, you know. You figure that the grown-ups already know everything, you know. Yeah, Charlie said. I know. Do you remember anything what the person looked like? John was Hi. John was staring up at the sky as if he were seeing something Charlie could not. Yes, he said. His voice was deliberate, steady. The eyes, they're all I could see, but I still see them sometimes, like they were right there in front of me. They were dead. What? They were dead, just dull and flat, like they still moved and blinked and saw, but whatever was behind them that had died a long time ago. He felt silent. It was growing dark. There was a bright, almost unnatural streak of pink across the western sky, and Charlie shivered. We should all get in the car, she said. It's almost time to meet everyone. Yeah, John said, but he didn't move right away, still staring into the distance. John, We have to go, Charlie said. She seemed to come back to himself slowly. Yeah, he said, we should go. He got up and brushed off his pants, then grinned at Charlie. Face you? He said, and took off running. Charlie chased after him, after her feet pounded the asphalt and her arms swinging free.